Hello and welcome to Awaz News. I'm Kubrali and I'll be taking you through big news across Canada. Hockey Canada has paid $7.6 million in sex abuse settlements since 1989. Thousands of internationally educated nurses on the sidelines as ERs on the brink of closure in Ontario. ETA Hospital Network mourns loss of 3 doctors who died within a week. Fencing installed near train tracks in Mississauga day after child struck and killed. Earns $409 million in Q2 as wireless service revenue soars 11%. 2 people arrested in murder of a man acquitted in 2005 Air India bombings. Confused about whether you should get your 4th COVID-19 vaccine? Here's what you need to know. Those were the headlines, and let's jump right into the details. Toronto police say they believe the same teenage boy is responsible for 4 recent sexual assaults on walking trails in the city's East End. Police issued a public safety alert Wednesday following the most recent incident, which occurred on July 23rd along the East Don Valley Trail near Winford Heights Crescent. In this case, investigators said a 52-year-old woman was walking along the trail when a teenage boy riding a bicycle approached her from behind and sexually assaulted her. A day earlier, on July 22nd, between 2 and 4 p.m., a 54-year-old woman was walking on the same trail between Winford Drive and Sloane Avenue when she was attacked. On July 8, around 5 p.m., another similar sexual assault happened on Gatineau Hydro Corridor Trail just east of Birchmount Road. The suspect in all these assaults is described as a teenage boy about 5'5" with a thin build and short brown or light blonde hair. He was last seen wearing a red t-shirt and black shorts. He also rode a dark mountain bike. Crews were seen installing fencing near a set of train tracks in Mississauga a little over 12 hours after a young girl was struck and killed by a GO train in the area. Emergency responders were called to the scene at Dundas Street and Cawthra Road at approximately 7:40 p.m. Tuesday. Mississauga Fire First confirmed a child had been struck by a passing train. The child, who is believed to be 4 years old, was pronounced dead at the scene just before 9 p.m. The Transportation Safety Board of Canada has confirmed they have launched an investigation into the crash, in addition to local police and provincial investigations. The investigation into the crash is ongoing, and this morning Ontario's Transportation Minister Caroline Mulroney offered her condolences to the victim's family. While police have not released the age of the child involved in the crash, Mississauga Mayor Bonnie Crombie said in a tweet published Tuesday night that she was absolutely devastated to hear the death of a young 4-year-old. Hospital network in the GTA is mourning the loss of 3 doctors who died within days of one another last week. It is with deep sadness that Trillium Health Partners mourns the loss of 3 of our physicians who recently passed away, spokesperson Emmett Chilton told CTV News Toronto in a statement on Wednesday. Trillium Health, which operates hospitals in Toronto and Mississauga, said rumors circulating on social media that the deaths were related to COVID-19 vaccine are false. Dr. Jacob Sawicki, Dr. Stephen McKenzie, and Dr. Lon Siegel were trusted colleagues who were committed to caring for their patients and community. Tens of thousands of nurses are currently sitting on the sidelines as hospital emergency rooms in Ontario near the brink of closure due to staffing shortages. That's because this pool of about 26,000 nurses in Ontario is internationally educated, according to the most recent report from the province's Office of the Fairness Commission. University Health Network issued a memo to medical staff last week expressing an urgent need for volunteers to fill nursing shifts at Toronto Western Hospital's emergency department. According to the College of Nurses of Ontario website, the registration process for a nurse who was educated outside the Canada takes between 3 to 18 months. That includes 8 registration requirements such as evidence of practice, language proficiency, and a registration exam. A man is dead after crashing his vehicle into a tree in Milton Tuesday evening, Halton Regional Police say. A 32-year-old Mississauga resident was driving his BMW SUV northbound on 4th Line south of Britannia Road shortly after 9 p.m. He then lost control and struck a tree, police said in a news release on Wednesday. The driver suffered fatal injuries and was pronounced deceased at the scene. Members of HRPS Collision Reconstruction Unit attended and took carriage of the investigation. The scene investigation was assisted by the expertise of crime scene and forensic identification officers, police said. Hockey Canada says it has paid out $7.6 million in 9 settlements related to sexual assault and sexual abuse claims since 1989, with $6.8 million of that related to serial abuser Graham James. The figure does not include the undisclosed amount of settlement with a woman who sued the organization this spring. In May, news broke that members of the 2018 World Junior team were accused of a group sexual assault after a Hockey Canada Gala event in London, Ontario. The Heritage Committee is now probing how the governing body dealt with the allegations and the lawsuit. Hockey Canada settled the case for the maximum amount, Smith said. The sum is not included in the $7.6 million figure as it has yet to be fully tabulated. Smith said a governance review is underway, and if it determines he is not the best person for the job, he will accept that, but said he wants an opportunity to make change. 2 men have been charged with first-degree murder in the death of Repudium Singh Malik. Malik, the man acquitted in 2005 for bombings aimed at Air India jets that killed 331 people, was shot in his vehicle outside his business in Surrey, BC on July 14. The Integrated Homicide Investigation Team says 21-year-old Tanner Fox and 23-year-old Jose Lopez have been charged. An employee who works at a nearby car wash said he heard shots on the morning Malik was killed and ran outside to find him unconscious in his red Tesla. Malik and his co-accused Ajaib Singh Bagri were found not guilty of murder and conspiracy in the Air India bombings on June 23, 1985. One bomb was on Air India jet that crashed into the Atlantic Ocean off the coast of Ireland, killing all 329 passengers and crew. Rogers Communications says it recorded an increase in profit and sales in its latest quarter as its wireless service revenue increased by double digits. Cable service revenue increased by 3% in the second quarter, primarily due to service pricing changes and increases in its internet subscriber base, while media revenue increased by 21% due to higher advertising and Blue Jays revenues. Rogers says customer credits related to its network outage are estimated to cost $150 million, which will be included in its third quarter results. Tony Staffieri, Rogers' president and CEO, says the company's performance reflects the incredible hard work by our wireless, cable, and media teams as we continue to recover from the impacts of the pandemic. All adults in Ontario are now eligible to get their second booster or fourth shot of COVID-19 vaccine. The new eligibility, which was announced on July 13, was met with mixed reaction. This was in part because the province's chief medical officer of health said that while all adults will be able to get the shot, he isn't recommending it for everyone. Here's what you need to know. All adults aged 18 and up who had their third dose at least 5 months ago can get the shot. Dr. Kieran Moore told reporters that while all adults are now eligible, those that are healthy may want to wait until the fall to get the new bivalent vaccine that targets the Omicron variant. Officials are encouraging residents to speak with their healthcare provider about whether or not they should get the dose. Health officials and experts all say that a third dose of COVID-19 vaccine is recommended for all adults over the age of 18, as well as youth between the ages of 12 and 17 who are immunocompromised. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Kubra Ali. I'll see you back tomorrow, same time, same channel. Have a good night.